This week, I'm after 2 giant bucks, but I'm not the only one. It's the general season rifle hunt, and the pressure is on. My buddy Morgan gets his first buck, we battle a gnarly snowstorm,
and my pack just busted.
And after running out of water, we boil snow to stay hydrated. Hopefully, I can locate these bucks before it's too late. Some of the most memorable hunts of my life have come during the general season rifle deer hunt in my home state. I say most memorable because you absolutely have to earn a buck during this time of year. From harsh weather to extreme hunting pressure to bucks just simply staying in hiding this time of year. It's not easy. Despite the struggles that general season public land hunting brings, I've been extremely blessed over the years to overcome the odds and take some extremely respectable bucks. With mule deer herds herding across the West, I decided well before the hunt that I was going to be extra picky and strictly hold out for a giant. With that being said, I looked forward to the challenges that lay ahead on this hunt.
Making good time. We'll turn the camera on again when we get to our stuff and we load up. According to Hunt Stand, we're a little more than halfway to where we want to be camping. Check this out. Pretty sweaty.
Yeah, you're pretty sweaty too there, pal.
Some tuna. We'll be back in business any minute. The plan is tonight, we just carried a bunch of water in that dry bag up to this spot. We're gonna camp in this elk bed. Sleep here. It's gonna be windy and snowy tonight. Should get 6 to 12 inches of snow. We wanna be in a good camp spot. This is perfect, protected by trees. How you feeling?
My shoulders are gonna work out now.
All right, we just got our camp set up for the night. We made sure the rain fly was tight. We're gonna get some pretty good snow tonight, so. It's thundering and lightning on us pretty good and hailing, so we're just kind of holding tight. If it keeps it up, we're gonna hop into the tent, so hoping it dies down, but it doesn't look like we're gonna make it to the top where we wanted to go. Right now we're pretty good, but then 8 o'clock we have some weather coming in. As I slide this bar, 9 o'clock we're getting hammered.
The only thing guaranteed about late October weather in the high country is that it's guaranteed to be unpredictable. One day it will drop 6 inches of snow on you, and the next day it could be sunny and 60. That's why a solid layering system is crucial on hunts like these.
As you can see, we're in the clouds. Like, I can't see more than 10 yards. Temp has dropped significantly. We're probably right at 30 degrees. We should wake up to fresh blanket of snow. Good morning. As you can see here, we woke up to a little bit of snow. Not near as much as I thought. We only got about 2 inches, so I went and gathered some wood that I hope will burn. We're gonna try to start a fire. It's a little windy though, so I don't know if I'm gonna get her. Kind of got one started, but I don't know if it's gonna last. It's not the end of the world if we don't get a fire, but just be nice. We're making one of my favorite things on the mountain when it's cold, protein caffeinated hot chocolate. It's about ready. Warm us up and give us a little go juice so that we can climb to the top of this mountain today.
Yeah, that's pretty tasty.
We gotta drink this fast because it's like barely drinkable. It's hot enough, but it's cold, so cold right now. It's gonna cool down fast. I just wanted to warm my water up a little bit because it was iced over. And I'm an idiot. I put it by the fire. I was just gonna leave it there for a second. And I melted the bottle. Like bad. It's unusable. Can I still drink this?
I don't know if you want plastic toxins in your water.
That's really disappointing. I don't know if that's ice or plastic, but I just got a chunk of something. Water's too precious to just not drink this, so that was ice. All right, we just broke down the tent, packed our gear up, and we're gonna take off here in a second. It's gonna be a heavy load. We grabbed quite a bit of water and food, and got about 800 vertical feet to climb. It's not super far, but it's just steep, so. Oh my gosh. That's heavy, man.
No regrets?
No regrets. How's that feel?
Really good.
Knowing that hunters would likely pile in after this storm, the goal was to get closer to the top of the mountain and hopefully distance myself from them. Having scouted and archery hunted earlier in the year, I knew where the bucks like to hang and wanted to be in a good position for opening morning of the hunt.
finally made it to where we're gonna camp. We're gonna rummage around, see how we're gonna get a tent set up. Okay, Peyton, let me show you what we got to work with. Okay, this is option number 1 right here. This option is decent, and I slept both in the dirt and on the rocks, and I did okay. It's not ideal, but this spot is big enough, so I'm kind of leaning right here, but let me show you the other one. This is my first or second favorite option. It's decent. We might be able to dig it out to where it's big enough. I don't know. You're kind of protected though. It's kind of nice. But there's some rocks that you can't move. I checked 3 different weather apps. They all said clear, and it is not clear. Finally got a second to glass. It's cleared up a little bit. So gonna take advantage. We saw about 20 does and fawns for a split second, and then the fog came back in.
As the fog rolled in and out of the canyon all afternoon, I couldn't help but wonder what opening day would be like. Will I find the biggest buck of my life? Will I get squeezed out by other hunters? Will I be fogged in all day? I took a deep breath and remembered one of my favorite quotes, "Come what may and love it." No matter what opening day brought, I was blessed to be healthy enough to climb these mountains and do what I love.
I'm tucked away in this little crevice because the jet boil keeps going out because it's so freaking windy. So I'm hoping we can boil some water, get some food, and hurry and get to bed. It's opening day, first light here in the morning. Basically just hopped out of bed and was glassing. I can see a couple deer bedded right now, but nothing really on its feet right now.
While scanning over a handful of 2- and 3-year-old bucks, I finally caught sight of a familiar buck that I had interest in earlier in the year. I first spotted this buck in July and found him again during the archery hunt. He had big back forks and wavy long main beams. I decided to pass him up during archery as he was still a year or two young, and made the same decision again as I watched him feed at 380 yards away. I made this decision knowing that there was a good chance other hunters wouldn't do the same. Regardless, it was good to see him alive and well. My friend Morgan had also drawn a tag and had hiked in the night before with the hopes to shoot his first ever mule deer buck. I decided to run over the ridge and grab Morgan so he could look over these bucks before they went to bed. Once Morgan got to glassing, things happened fast.
Dropped him.
Now I know what some of you are thinking. That was a tight window and he shouldn't have shot. Well, guess what? It's easy to get tunnel vision when you're extremely excited. Luckily, everything worked out and he made a great shot. But it's a great reminder to always look around your target. Now let's get back to the hunt.
Nice job, dude. First buck.
First buck. Thanks for being a part of it. Happy to be here.
It was a super exciting morning. My buddy Morgan got up here. He's never killed a deer before, and he hammered one of these 4 points that we watched this morning. Him and my buddy Colton are going down to get his buck right now. I also ended up seeing one of the bigger bucks that I saw during archery season in here. It's floater beam buck. He's got kind of some squiggly main beams, and he's got big back forks. Saw him for a second, but he was a ways off and wasn't really ready to pull the trigger yet this morning, so. Are just getting to Morgan's buck. They walked right past the deer.
Like I said, first time buck. I'm very, very happy.
It's a gray buck, dude. Whew, sorry, pardon my breathing. I also went down. I broke my trekking pole, so I had to pick up a stick. Yeah, that's a heck of a first buck, dude. Nice work.
I'm pumped about it.
That's so epic. Thanks, man. Whew. Now let's get you one.
With Morgan tagged out and a few other hunters around us packing bucks out, it had me really thinking. In the past, I may have been frustrated or bothered that other hunters had killed bucks and I hadn't yet, but I must have matured. Because in this moment, I was feeling grateful that other guys were putting in the work and having success too. I was grateful that the tradition was alive and well. And just like that, all the hard work from summer to archery season to now paid off as I laid my eyes on a giant, and he wasn't alone. I didn't know how the rest of the hunt would play out, but just to have the chance at a couple of public land giants is all I really wanted. Got the mag view on 2 mega bucks. I spotted them at about 1,200 yards. They're now 1,800 yards away, and they're going over the other side, so they're not huntable from here. One's a super heavy buck with giant fronts and a kicker. The other one's a double inline. Both of them are studs. Tomorrow morning, we'll stay in here, we'll glass. If by miracle they drop down here, great. We'll try to glass them up and hunt them. But the chances are they're probably in that next canyon. So just got to decide what to do. Maybe we have to pick up camp and move this. Yeah, just lots of hunters, lots going on. So. Woke up, got some hot chocolate in us to warm us up. Realized it's not that cold. See if we can't find one of our real big bucks. Well, it was a pretty slow morning glassing. The big bucks that we saw yesterday, last night, they went over the top into the next basin. The only problem with where they're at, we would have just went there first thing this morning, but they have hunters surrounding them right now. So, well, just packing up the tent and everything else because those bucks we saw the other night are worth going after, and based on their behavior, it didn't look like they were gonna come back into this canyon anytime soon. So there are some hunters surrounding them, but I think if we come in from the top, I think we might be able to, have a chance at them. So we're gonna pack up, and we got 2,000 vertical feet to climb, and it's gonna be a grind, but hopefully we find a big buck. Hopefully passing up a good 170 buck to go after something bigger is worth it and pays off, but we'll see. We spotted a nice 4x3 with a tiny little kicker. Not what we're looking for, but we're gonna saddle back up, and we got about 800 foot of elevation to the top of this peak over here that you can see. And yeah, it's gonna be a grind, but hopefully by tomorrow we can kind of get over to where those big bucks were that we saw last night. We just gotta try to cross these cliffs safely. It's gonna be sketchy.
One thing about general season deer hunting in the high country is that you earn your chance at a buck. This was some of the roughest country I've ever hiked through, and one wrong step would be the difference of whether I made it home safely to my family or not.
That's what we just climbed off of, right there. It was super sketch.
Pretty full. They'll probably get 4 ounces of water maybe. There's a couple sticks in there, but that's its flavor.
Flavoring sticks.
Yeah.
Now we're climbing to the top of this mountain. We got a ways to go still, but we're getting there a little bit at a time. How do you eat an elephant, Peyton? One bite at a time, baby. We made it to the top. Spectacular views, and it was tough. I think we're both pretty tuckered out, but from here we can just ridgeline across and glass and try to find a spot to stay tonight. And then tomorrow we'll try to get closer to where those bucks went over yesterday night. Hopefully they stay alive and don't get shot tonight. Well, I was walking along this slippery scree. I slipped on this rock right here, fell hard, and my pack just busted. The lifter straps from my bag to my frame just busted, which is a big problem. Broke here, away from the frame. So that's gonna be super fun, but Peyton and I are pretty much done with this day, so we're gonna hurry and get off this scree, try to find a camp spot in this saddle somewhere and get down for the night. We're done with the day. We're going flyless tonight, so here's our tent set up. And I'm boiling water over here. It's kind of crazy. It shows you how much snow you actually have to put in to get a decent amount of water. It's a lot. So we did about 3,400 vert, and so it was a lot of boulder climbing, cliffs. It was gnarly, so hopefully it's worth it. But my pack broke too, so that's something I gotta think about tomorrow. The bag broke away from the frame at the bottom, which is that's not good. So seems like it's been one thing after another, but that's all right. We'll figure it out and get some rest tonight. We got some water warmed up.
We got about an ounce from all the snow.
That was packed.
Yeah, that's about what we got.
That's crazy.
So I think we would dump it in and get it melted. Maybe a little bit more, but was it worth it? I didn't want to spill this. There's only a couple rocks in the bottom. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
We do that a couple times and we'll drink all this. We'll be feeling good.
Yeah.
So we need to drink all the water.
Yeah, we
Your
didn't drink
leg's chilly.
anything. Yeah.
These were both empty and they're both about full now, so we're doing something right. It's only bubbly because I have BCAAs and megawatt and stuff in it. So I don't think it's something weird.
The goal this morning isn't really to spot a deer and go after it over where we're glassing. It's actually to get to the ridge where we saw those bucks, because we know those bucks went on the other side. So it just took so long yesterday to get here. It was going to take a day and a half. So this morning we'll glass around, we'll pack up camp, and we'll get to where we really want to be.
It would have to be a big one to drop off of this though, huh?
A big one, and then we need a helicopter or parachute or something.
Yeah.
I actually know how to get over there.
Aaron knows how, so if I find him a big one, he'll shoot it.
Yep.
And there's no wind right here, so it's more fun to glass.
Well, we got a little rut action going on. Just spotted a buck with a group of 5-6 does. He's kind of keeping his eye on them, feeding with them, and looks like he's all rutted up. He's not a buck that we want to go after, but cool to see regardless. The bucks are on the backside of that ridge somewhere. I have no idea where. And we're putting all our marbles into this. We'll be here for the rest of today, tomorrow, and then we'll be out of food and water. So to the top, baby, again. So we finally made it to the side where the bucks went over 2 nights ago. It's gonna take a miracle to find them, but I'm hoping and praying for a miracle. So far, no luck. My face is windburnt, sunburnt, and that's all I got to show for this afternoon's glassing. Hopefully, I can turn these up this afternoon. It should get good in about an hour. Peyton just spotted a buck in the bottom of this draw, and it's on the move. We can't really see it though, unless we drop elevation. So we're gonna try to just get an angle on this, just see what we can do. That buck didn't show itself. We could only see does like through the trees and just barely see them, and frustrating, but we didn't see them. We're gonna try to go down, see if we can get a better angle. If not, we're gonna go set up camp. It's getting dark, so the sun just went down. Oh man. Well, the guys that are just south of us on the ridge just shot like something right below us, and it was a hit. It was a smack. So I mean, I don't know. Obviously I don't know what buck it was, but the human inside of me is just assuming it's the worst. So they just killed one of the big bucks, but not really anything I can do about it. So I just don't know what to do now from here. So they're gonna bugger up this whole canyon tonight, getting this buck out, and that was about the worst thing that could happen. It is what it is. It's general season rifle, so maybe we can glass that way and this way tomorrow. I don't know, just work our way down. I don't know what else to do. Glass in here. There's not really anything here that I
don't see much
wanted.
glassing it tonight.
This is a pretty good camp spot, but
I don't know if we have a good camp spot. Alright.
I just fired up the jet boil to make me and Peyton our last hot chocolate, and the jet boil fuel gave out, so from boiling snow, we boiled snow for probably an hour and a half or something to get water, and we're fresh out of fuel, so no more meals, no more hot water. We're nearing the end of our hunt in a lot of ways, out of water, out of food, out of jet boil fuel, but we got hot chocolate. Let me rephrase, we have warm chocolate. Another piece of my pack broke. It's this chest compression right here. Yesterday I was putting my pack on and it busted. So that's super fun. So now it feels like my pack's gonna fall off my shoulders. I knew I needed a new pack before this hunt, but I didn't know it'd all fall apart on the same hunt. And we're gonna try to dig this one of these big boys up that we saw, what is it, 2 or 3 nights ago now. I mean, I think we gotta, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, but we're gonna give it a go. This saddle that's right behind us is where those 2 bucks sat their skyline for like 20 minutes for us 2 or 3 nights ago. So we're just about to walk through that saddle. Then we'll get up on this point, keep glassing, but a lot of country to glass, a lot of country for these bucks to hide in. This is the 4th thing that's broke on this pack. This is crazy. Now this shoulder strap. I'm gonna have to tie it and just jimmy rig it. This is insane. We were walking this ridge, and right down there, I saw a pretty decent buck looking at us, but we couldn't get our backs off her, the long lands or anything out to even look at them, and they were running down this draw, so we need to try to make a play to get a look at him or a shot. He seemed like a pretty good buck. Yeah, we need to get a look at him if we can. Try to get to one more level to see. If not, we just need to go up there. Right there. He's heading back down the ridge. But I think if we get down there, we can glass. Yeah. Bumped a buck in the burn. Looked like a pretty good buck. We followed it for a little bit and it ended up going over the next ridge. It was a decent 4-point. Looked like a younger buck, but it had a nice rack. We glassed for a little bit. The canyon where we knew the big bucks dropped into, there was a hunter in the bottom just hiking up the bottom. So we're gonna get up to a different point and look into some different country. So far, we haven't got those big boys found yet, but try again. It's the middle of the afternoon and we finally spotted a buck. Actually 2 bucks down in the bottom. They're up feeding, so maybe that's a good sign. We just had 2 hunters pass us. It is what it is. General season rifle hunting, that's how it goes. Hopefully we get lucky, find one of these big dogs.
With daylight fading and our food and water depleted, we desperately glassed for these 2 monarchs for the last part of the afternoon. I got really excited as I watched a buck step out of the tree line. Could this be one of them?
All right, I just spotted the first buck tonight, this evening. Check out this mag view footage of him. He's got nice back forks, crabby fronts, kind of willow horns, so he's not a buck I'm looking for, but it's nice to see deer on their feet. And this is the last night of the hunt. We're gonna take off after tonight, so hopefully something big comes out.
I had just enough hope to keep looking, although the feeling of the end was nagging me in the back of my mind.
All right, well, we're gonna pack up our stuff and glass the last 30 minutes of light as we walk down back to the truck. We got a long ways to go, so maybe we'll get lucky and bump into something. But I think these big bucks, with the full moon, the pressure, I think they went nocturnal and they've just been holding up. So tip of the cap to you, big bucks. You got me this time. Unless you show up tonight here in the next 10 minutes, that'd be great.
While we were hiking out this night, I received a text message from a friend that contained a photo of a buck that had been killed on the unit I was hunting. My suspicion from the night before that one of the big bucks I was chasing had been shot when I heard the booms was correct. It was him. And honestly, both of these big bucks could be dead by now with how much shooting had taken place. I had mixed emotions. On one hand, I had given it my all. I found a couple of next level bucks to hunt, and that's all I really wanted out of this. On the other hand, all the hard work from summer to archery season to the prior days was mostly for nothing. With that being said, congrats to the hunter that shot this buck. You earned it. I'm happy for you. I headed back out for a few more days, hoping to run into the other big buck, but it was more of the same. Lots of hunters, small bucks, and warm weather. Until next time.